It's Nell, and I'm here today with a book haul. Over the past few weeks, I have acquired a large number of books from a few used bookstores, half-price books, and Goodwill, and so I wanted to go over the books that I recently purchased with you. First is Where'd You Go, Bernadette by Maria Semple. This is about Bernadette and her family. Her daughter wins a trip to Antarctica. Bernadette is her agoraphobic mother, and she is on the brink of a meltdown. They're about ready to go on this trip when Bernadette disappears. I've heard great things about this book and I'm very excited to read it. Next, I have two Virginia Woolf books. The first is Mrs. Dalloway. I have not read a Virginia Woolf book yet, but I did read The Hours a few years back. I really enjoyed it, so I'm excited to read the novel that inspired that. This is about a woman, a day in her life. It goes into the minute details of that, and so I'm really excited to read this. I've heard her writing is beautiful. So I'm hoping to get to this one soon. The next is To the Lighthouse. This is about a family in Scotland. It deals with human challenges and the human capacity to change, and it really goes into their family life. I've heard great things about this novel. According to the back, it is the novel that established Virginia Woolf as a leading writer of the 20th century. So I'm really looking forward to reading this one. Next is Cat's Eye by Margaret Atwood. I read The Handmaid's Tale a few years ago. I really enjoyed it. I've really been enjoying the show, but there's something about her writing. So while I do enjoy The Handmaid's Tale, the show, I really want more of Margaret Atwood's writing. I've heard really good things about this. My sister read this book and recommended it to me. It is about a painter who returns to Toronto and she reminisces about her past, and there's a trio of girls. It is about the politics of childhood. It is about our main character's own identity as a woman, a mother, daughter, child. So I'm really excited to read this novel. Next is Swept Off Her Feet by Hester Brown. This is a fun contemporary chick lit type novel. It is about two sisters, Evie and Alice. One is an antiques appraiser or dealer, and the other is a professional organizer. Evie gets the chance to go appraise a Scottish castle. She gets to look through all the antiques and treasures. She may uncover a mystery or two, and there's also an upcoming Scottish ball. When I'm in the mood for a lighthearted, fun read, I'm definitely going to pick this one up. Next is Tell the Wolves I'm Home by Carol Rivka Brunt. I have heard so much praise for this book. It is set in the 80s. 14-year-old June, her best friend is her uncle. That's the only person that she can really open up to. Her uncle Finn is a painter, and when he passes away, it's sort of a coming-of-age story. The friendships that she makes. This was a New York Times bestseller. It was named one of the best books of the year by the Wall Street Journal. I've heard so much praise for this book and I'm really excited to read it. Next is Vamped by David Sosnowski. This is a vampire novel, but it seems based on the back to be really funny and witty, not anything like Twilight or anything like that. This is about a male vampire named Marty. It seems like in his world, vampires are starting to outrank humans. Kind of reminds me of the movie Daybreak, but again, this book sounds really funny and humorous. He's not sure what he wants to do with his life. He's getting bored with everything, and he's talking about settling down and starting a family. Based on the back, it sounds like starting a family means that he is going to turn a human. So again, it sounds really funny, really smart. So I'm excited to read this one. Even though it sounds like more of a funny, humorous vampire book, maybe I'll pick this one up when I want a more lighthearted read around October. Something, again, sort of supernatural for the month of October. Next is The Devil in the White City by Erik Larson. This is a national bestseller. My sister gave this tons of praise. She loved this novel. It is set in the late 1800s around the World's Fair, and it revolves around two characters. You have one who is the architect behind the 1893 World's Fair in Chicago, and then the other male is a serial killer. And so it shows how these two characters intertwine. Reading the back, it had sort of that mysterious feel of The Alienist. It's based on a true story, and I'm really excited to read this one. Next is The Pact by Jodi Picoult. This is about two childhood sweethearts. Their families live next door to each other. They've always been in each other's lives. Once they become teenagers, they begin to have a relationship, but at the age of 17, the female Emily is found dead. It looks like a suicide pact. We work to unravel what happened with these characters. I've read 2 of her other novels, My Sister's Keeper and 19 Minutes. I enjoyed My Sister's Keeper the most. 19 Minutes I enjoyed, but I didn't really connect with any of the characters. So I'm excited to read another one of her novels. Again, she has a really great style to it as far as not really a mystery, but again, unraveling the story. The way that she pieces together the elements. I just really like her style, and I'm interested to see what she does with this story. Next is a classic, Light in August by William Faulkner. I read As I Lay Dying a few years back, and I really enjoyed it. I have a degree in English literature, and I really loved American literature. I just loved the rawness, the realism, the style of it. I don't know much about The Light in August, but I really loved As I Lay Dying, and so I'm excited to read some more from William Faulkner. This one is said to have some of his most memorable characters. The back doesn't give me much to go on. I loved his writing, so I'm really excited to read this one as well. Last is Eragon by Christopher Paolini. This is about a boy who finds a dragon. I know a little bit about this. I know it was made into a movie, and this will be fun. This was a New York Times bestseller. It's more of I believe this is a middle grade novel, so this might be one that I read out loud to my daughter. It sounds really fun. I believe it's a trilogy. I only have the first book, so if I enjoy it, I'll definitely be picking up the next 2. But based on the back, it sounds kind of reminiscent of Pete's Dragon or The Sword and the Stone. So I'm excited to read this. This is about a young boy, Eragon, and a dragon that he finds, and they have to go on a journey together. It sounds really, really interesting, and I'm excited to give this one a go. Right, everyone? These are the 11 books that I recently acquired. If you've read or enjoyed any of these novels, let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up. Make sure to hit subscribe, and I will have a new video for you soon.